We are witnessing the implementation of these smart cities that are going to merge and mesh with our smart devices and our smart appliances and our personal devices and the Internet of Things. And then what we'll be left with is an Orwellian nightmare, the likes of which George Orwell himself couldn't have possibly imagined. But this didn't just pop up out of nowhere. In fact, it's been in the works for quite some time. And I have traced it all the way back to its roots, to where this all began and to who is going to be in charge moving forward, and that is the United Nations. The United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, which was held from June 3rd to June 14th in 1992, produced a non-binding action plan to the United Nations with regard to sustainable development called Agenda 21, which essentially acts as a blueprint to inventory and control all land, all water, minerals, plants, and animals for total control over all of our food, all our resources, and all matter, to globalize, monitor, and regulate every single aspect of our lives. Actually, a lot has happened since 1992, and the UN has already revised their plan with a target date in mind. So the plan is now referred to as Agenda 2030. This from UN.org, Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. We reaffirm our strong commitment to the full implementation of this new agenda. We recognize that we will not be able to achieve our ambitious goals and targets without a revitalized and enhanced global partnership and comparably ambitious means of implementation. The revitalized global partnership will facilitate an intensive global engagement in support of implementation of all the goals and targets, bringing together governments, civil society, the private sector, and the United Nations system and other actors, and mobilizing all available resources. The environmentalist movement has been hijacked, and there now is a plan for the world being instituted top-down by the United Nations for total control. So they're coming for you, folks, and don't be fooled by their buzzwords. Sustainable development is really just code for manufactured consent. And I would argue that this is going to require collectivism on steroids in order to succeed. So now is the time, more than ever, to embrace individual liberties and to reject the ideology of collectivism. With globalization, we lose our individuality. And with these smart cities popping up everywhere, and with Agenda 2030, the experience of having culture shock will soon be a long forgotten phenomenon. You weren't meant to be a hive mind species unified under a singular consciousness. No, you were designed by your creator to flourish as an individual. And so we must reject these smart cities and the UN's plans for an eventual one world government before it's too late. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.